Hashicorp Vault learning series point of view. Sixth topic is Vault leases. So I am in a Hashicorp certification homepage and Vault certified associate. If you look at the syllabus, main age Vault leases. This is what the topic today. What's the purpose of a lease ID, renew and revoke? It's a bit simpler and short topic, and also it's important. So let's try to understand that. So as we know, Vault architecture point of view, it has a core engine, it has a storage layer where you can use the internal or external storages as a Vault backend. Vault offers a secret engines, variety of secrets where you can store etc. And Vault provides authentication and policies, whereas you can connect and log in using these or the various authentication methods. Policies will provide RBAC, which is authorization. And Vault also provides audit capabilities where you can use as external audit. So this is a single Vault system. So Vault leases will fit into the secret engine. What is lease? So lease is, in general, if you wanted to take any of the property for a certain duration, you will be signing on the lease agreement mentioning that for the certain duration I will be using that. That's what the in general lease. But Vault point of view, lease will be applicable to dynamic secret and service type authentication only. Means in this Vault architecture, not for the all secrets but dynamic secrets and service type authentication like LDAP, AWS, Azure, Alibaba, some kind of a service based, right? And second, so lease basically when we say lease means it will be based on the duration. So that means after the duration the data will be wiped off. That's what it means. So lease means it will be valid for a certain duration, certain time. That's called as a TTL as well. Now once a lease is expired, what happens? It will revoke the data, as simple as that. Now so as dynamic secret and service type authentication, this lease is applicable. Whereas if you are a user of a dynamic secret, you should check when the lease is getting expired or whether you wanted to renew. Same like a house agreement. If you are signing for every year, just whenever the time close to the year, we will be renewing the house agreement, right? The similar way. If you take any dynamic secret, it's required to have a lease. Means dynamic secret, it will have a lease. Without lease, there won't be any dynamic secret, as simple as that. Now lease, yes, you can renew or revoke. If the lease is revoked, what happens? It invalidates the secret. Yes, lease is associated with the dynamic secret, and if that particular lease is revoked, then it will invalidate and you won't be able to renew as well. So AWS secret engine, lease revoke, then you won't be able to have access. Yeah. So the similar way, the token, in the last session we have discussed, if the token is revoked, it will revoke its underlying leases. There is a relationship between a secret and token, right? That's what it means. So here this application wanted to connect to the database. In that case, what happens is, whoever is administrator, first he will enable the database secret engine in the Vault server, and he will configure with the TTL and the lease etc. And he will create a role and assign it to this guy application. Then this application will request a set of credential. Then what happens is, this Vault server will connect to this database and get the credentials for a lease of 1 hour or whatever the time you specify. And if you specify renewable, then this application will be able to use. It's similar to the TTL concept, but it's a lease for the dynamic secrets. Now lease ID. So if you take any lease, means like for dynamic secret, you take anything, and whenever you do the Vault read and the path, you will be able to see the lease ID. And Vault lease renew, you will be able to see the lease ID. Vault lease revoke, also you will be able to see the lease ID, how it will looks. Vault read some database and immediately it give me the credentials of what is a lease ID and what's a lease duration. which is configurable, and password, this is the one, username. So that means whatever the database I have set up as a secret engine, whenever every time I do the vault read, it will give the this particular username credential. So now I can use this database credentials and use for 1 hour. After 1 hour it will expire. So, and also if you wanted to get the lease ID, vault list, and here the path is sys. So sys leases, under that all the lease IDs will store in the form of a path. So lease ID is typically whatever the secret engine under that creates read only, after that it's a lease ID. So lease ID is, this is alphanumeric value, this is a lease ID, right? Now lease duration and renewal. So along with the lease ID there will be a lease duration. So if you look at the previous screen, there is a lease duration is 1 hour, right? And so that's what it means. So lease duration is nothing but is a TTL. But once the 1 hour is finished, how you will deal, right? So you will be able to renew with the increment. And yes, so increment from the current time, which is vault lease renew. Increment is 3600, which is a number of seconds, and give the lease ID. Lease ID is nothing but this is the lease ID. Whatever the path which show in the lease ID, you can just copy as it is, paste it, right? So this is the incremental. If you don't specify this increment, then it will increment default renewal. Prefix based revocation. So here vault lease ID is in the form of a path, correct? So this is a vault read, whenever you do, this is a lease ID in the form of a path, right? So lease ID will have a prefix. What exactly prefix means? This is the lease ID, and this is from the database creates read only up to here, it's a prefix. So prefix is path of a secret. Yes, database is a secret type, credentials under that read only rule, under that this is a lease ID. So by using this path you can revoke a tree of secrets, which is nothing but, if you vault lease revoke prefix of /AWS means all the passwords under the AWS secret engine will be revoked all. So if you wanted to revoke a specific lease ID, you have to specify the specific lease ID, vault lease revoke and its lease ID. But if you wanted to specify with the prefix all the credentials, say under database creates under read only, there are 3-4 leases are available, and whenever you do the hyphen prefix, all the lease IDs will go away. That's what it means. Now how you manage the vault leases? One is by using a vault lease lookup, second is vault lease renew, third vault lease revoke. So lookup means view, renew means renewal, revoke means removal. Now it's a demo time. From point of view, I am taking a dynamic secret as a vault lease demo. So here if you take a vault server, and example is a AWS, right? So first of all I have to enable AWS secret engine, right? Second is configure AWS secret engine. Third one is a create AWS role in the vault. Fourth one, request for an AWS credential. Then you lease, is it manage the lease, like a lease renew, revoke, etc. So this is same thing is applicable for the database as well. You wanted to configure a database secret engine, yes, and configure the database secret engine, like where is the server, etc., and configure a database role, and then request for a database credential, maybe for 5 minutes, then after 5 minutes you renew, revoke, etc. So here, right, and this is my vault server which is provisioned by using a Vagrant, which this is a GitHub page, so which is running on the vault, and which is I'm running in my Mac machine, right? So here the first thing, so vault, I already logged in as logged in into the my vault UI. So this is my vault UI right here. So right now if I look at the vault, say lease -h, so vault lease renew and path, vault lease revoke path and lookup also, right? So now, so vault lease lookup hyphen h. Oops. Then when I say vault lease lookup h, vault lease lookup and it's a lease ID. Lease ID is nothing but including the path, right? So which is same thing will be applicable for the vault lease renewal as well. So vault lease, right, renew, then same thing, the example will be the vault lease renew and it's a lease ID. And if you wanted to pass anything, there are a lot of options here, you can pass it, right? So now vault lease revoke, right? So revoke e, then if you hyphen h, vault lease revoke and it's lease ID, and vault lease revoke hyphen prefix, you can destroy the leases under this path. Under AWS credential, if you have thousands of leases, all will destroy. F means hyphen force, right? So you can do the force do as well. Now for the our example point of view, right, the first one is enable the AWS secret engine. So now here, so vault, so secrets list. So AWS is not enabled, so how to enable that? So vault secrets enable hyphen path equal to AWS I want to enable. So now AWS secret engine is enabled. So how to verify that? Vault secret list, my AWS is enabled, this is the path I have specified. Now the next thing is, let's go to the UI and just go to secrets AWS. Yet it's there under the configuration, default lease TTL is configured as a 0. So I wanted to set it to default lease as a some 1 minute or something. So how to do that? I can do here as well, under go to configure, and you can do it as well. But so as we DevOps engineers mostly prefers from the command line. So vault secrets, there is an option tune, okay? So and hyphen default lease hyphen TTL equal to 2 minutes, right? And hyphen max hyphen lease hyphen TTL equal to 5 minutes, right? 2 to 4 minutes, let's consider, let's take 5 minutes, right? Slash what is a secret AWS. So whenever I configure means, so maybe you may be wondering how I know this command. So just vault secrets tune and do hyphen h, it will tell you all. Vault secrets tune default TTL 72 hours and slash PKI key value, whatever the path you can specify, Hashicorp database, anything. So this means like you are tuning the secret, you are setting configuration, and these are the parameter which I entered right here. Default lease TTL, max lease TTL, right? So here it's all there, default lease TTL and max lease TTL also here. So you can just specify from the documentation, need not to remember, need not to note down or anything, right? So now it's done. Now then so enabling is done. Configuring, yes, I am doing a configuring now. So in order to configure, I need to write the into the vault system. So a vault secrets list. So now here what I am doing is, here I have a AWS account, I logged in as a root user, right? And what I am trying to do is, I am configuring a vault write AWS config root access key equal to my this AWS account specific access key, and secret keys I have put it in particular environment variable, and region I wanted to use a AP Southeast one, which is nothing but which is a Singapore, right? So this is the what the I am configuring into the this particular secret engine. When I press enter, it will write into this particular AWS secret engine. Now we have enabled and we are configured. Now create AWS role in the vault. So in order to create AWS role in the vault, so we need to create a AWS role. So how to do that? So vault right? So write aws/roles/ say some test role, right? And credential type. So instead of typing, I have a ready-made query which is taken from the documentation, right? So I'll paste it here. So what I'm doing is here vault, right? So vault write aws roles test role credential type equal to IAM user, and there is a IAM policy I am feeding in the vault system, so that this vault system, by using this credential, by using this policy, it will create a new users for me. So this is just easy to action I have given. So I'll just press enter. Now it's successfully returned to the AWS roles test role is got created. So this is a test result. Now request AWS credentials. So now go to the console, clear. So here now it's current situation, in the AWS level, right? There is a test role just now I created, which is a type of IAM user. Yes, so this is a type is IAM user, right? And we have given a permission. This is a root user ID which has all the super permissions. So now under IAM users nothing is left, right? So now here say vault read AWS creds and test role. When I press enter, right, just wait for a few seconds, then automatically it's given me a AWS secret key and access key and secret key for a 2 minutes validity. And what is this exactly? The lease ID, which is a today's topic, right? And I can go to my AWS console and go to the users, just refresh here, right? So yes, so this user is automatically created by the vault system for a 2 minutes. So how it's created for a 2 minutes? Because whenever AWS secret engine while enabling, I have configured my AWS secret engine should use the default lease TTL as a 120. Otherwise it will give me the 1 hour. I don't want that. So that's what it means. So right. So this is so, and if you say if you forgot this particular output, so you wanted to know the lease, what is the lease for that? So vault list. So and where the all vault leases will store sys leases, right? LEASES, and lookup. And what you wanted to look up? AWS. If it is a database, you specify database and creds. When you press enter, nothing is found under that. So this is a test role AWS creds. Oops. So just bear with me a sec. So / right, no value found, vault sys leases. Oops, sorry, my bad. There is a leases, it's a plural. So this is my lease ID, which is nothing, starts with the FYX, so means secret specific lease ID is this one, but centralized leases will be stored over here. If you have a database leases, vault list sys leases lookup / database. From where it comes database? This is vault secrets list. Say if you have a database, this will go database creds, under that whatever the role you create to the with respect to the database, right? And you get an idea. Now vault lease renew, and this is a lease ID. I'm just trying to renew because this lease ID is expired, right? So and if you go to the, because already 2 minutes is over, so whenever I go and just refresh to the users, I think it would have deleted automatically, right? So IAM user, yeah, the user is no more. Why? Because it's the lease got expired, right? So now what I will do is, no worries, I'll just clear. So vault read, I'll do the read again. So it will go to the AWS, it will create another role. So I will do one more time because I wanted 2 users to be created by the AWS system. two users got created. Now go to the AWS IAM, right? So I'll just quickly refresh. So the two users got created by the vault system during the, so now I wanted to vault renew, right? And I wanted to renew this AWS root, right? And whenever I do the renew, oops, I think I'm missing something here. I did not copy it correctly, right? So vault lease renew. Now my lease got renewed for 2 minutes only. And if I wanted to do the increment, then vault lease renew slash increment. So 2 minutes means 120 seconds, so 3 minutes means 180 seconds, right? So if I do that, it will create for the 3 minutes renewal, right? And if I take another lease ID, this is the one, right? So vault lease renew, and I will renew, this is for the 3 minutes. So this is also got renewed to the another one. And I wanted to revoke, so vault lease revoke, and I wanted to revoke the last secret, which is this will be revoked, only this secret only. And whatever the incremented one, this is one ends with the AI, so you can vault lease revoke, and this is the one. Whenever you press enter, this will also got revokes. And if you try to use these credentials, it's not going to work. So that's what the all about the leases, right? And if you wanted to know about the lease documentation, so go to the this part. So it will, so I need not worry about the cleaning of this user, because vault will automatically take care of these users. Yeah, so go to the vault project.io.docs, right? Under that secret engines, under that here whatever the secret engine you use, right? Say let's say PostgreSQL or anything, so right, so you have to enable the database, and you have to write with the PostgreSQL username, password, and localhost and its server, and vault read. So this is given the database username and password on demand, same like my AWS, right? So this is what the dynamic secret, right? Once it is given, you have a lease ID here, so you can play with the lease ID, and all the documentation and all the commands are here. If you don't know vault renew and you forgot this increment spelling also, let's say one hypothetical situation, vault renew, just do -h, and just you have all the commands, and they have given a one default and everything. Format also, format you can specify in the form of a string, in the form of a YAML, you have pretty table, all these things. So everything is in front of you. Yes, right? So these are the command: vault lease lookup, vault list, which is a system leases, vault renew, increment, revoke, force, prefix. Maybe in the examination they may ask these questions, right? That's it. I need not to remember all these commands. And also one thing before closing, where I can get the examples, right? So go to the Hashicorp Vault Certified Engineer homepage, prepare for the exam, click on it here, go to the review associate preparation, right here under the leases. Here lease renew revoke, this will go to the documentation, this is a link. And other one is, this is a link which is for the tutorial, right? So when you click it here, it will take you to the here, and whatever the example I show, it will be available here, which is for the database. And if you want it for the AWS, just search for the dynamic secrets, getting started. So when you click on dynamic secrets, all the commands are here, so you need not to remember or anything, right? Yeah, so that's it for this particular session point of view. So this is purely for the helping each other. Thank you. Let me know what you guys think about this feature. Thank you. Bye bye. Thanks for listening.